Welcome to the Gritcast, where we get into the nitty-gritty of all things hockey. From the East to the West Coast. Here are your hosts, Matt Pierce, Nikosh Ganguly, and Darius Dominguez.
Hello everyone and welcome back to today's episode of the Gritcast. Before we get into the episode, let me just preface this by saying, I don't know if we have any loyal viewers, but I'm sure Darius and I remember this. There was a time where earlier this year I was basically recording in a different room every time we recorded. I'd be in a different place. I was in my old apartment in Toronto, or I'd be at my friend's house, or I'd be in a different room in my house in Mississauga because we were moving. We're moved now, and I was a little bit stable in my own room, but we're doing renovations now, so I'm in an empty room. If you guys couldn't tell. I'm in an empty room.
They can tell.
Basically. Yeah,
They can tell.
I'm in an empty room. So, I apologize. I honestly don't know what else to say. I tried fixing it through this Zoom shit. Doesn't work that well, obviously. It's it's artificial intelligence at the end of the day. But with that being said, Matt, Darius, how are we feeling this week, gentlemen?
It's the middle of the week, just waiting until Christmas. I'm just going to say that right now.
We're in that weird purgatory time. It's, we need Christmas to come now. We need the holiday season. Although it started snowing here. I'm sure it started snowing in Manitoba already.
Like weeks
in July.
Ago. Yep.
But, it started snowing here, which is cool. It's nice to get into the spirit. Nothing else to look forward to. I mean, it gets dark at 5 now. That kind of sucks, huh?
It's also like the worst 2 weeks for any person in post-secondary right now.
My condolences, Nick. I forgot to mention. I'm so sorry. The worst 2 weeks in any college student's life has begun.
Yeah. This and then like the beginning of April. Mm-hmm. Just the worst. But somehow I carved out an hour or so to hop on the show today. Yesterday I was up till 4 a.m. doing an assignment, and then I woke up at 9:30 because I was gonna go to class. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, dude, I can't do it. So, and then I went to me and my mother. We went to A&W for breakfast. Underrated breakfast is, by the way, for those that don't know.
Sandwiches? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
bro,
they got like the sausage
Darius,
and then like the bacon and eggers.
It's low key. It's better than Tim Hortons easily. I think it clears Tim Hortons, and it might be on par or a little bit worse than McDonald's.
Really?
So
if it's on par with McDonald's, that's crazy.
Then, you should give it a try.
Go try it.
Give it a try. Yeah.
All right.
And
All right, I'll be back,
I went
guys.
there.
I'll see you later.
I went there. We got there at like 11, and someone spilled like their entire coffee on the floor. And I don't know what happened because it was like dry. Like it was dry on the floor. And I'm sitting there. I'm like I'm usually not a person to like be like, oh, do this or do like I don't know. I was there for an hour and nobody cleaned it up.
It was
just there. It was literally just there. Like,
you know what, Nick? Was it disturbing anyone?
No, a little bit. No. Because people were stepping in it and tracking it everywhere. Dude, it was all over the restaurant. The whole thing. So
that was part of the scenery now.
Yeah.
They just
A&W.
Yeah. Marketing strategy. Coffee everywhere.
Also, though, they introduced like cold brews and iced coffees. Mm-hmm. That shit was good. I don't know if you guys saw my tweet earlier today, but
I did actually.
That shit was good.
I did actually, and I thought it was weird. I was like, why is he at A&W at this hour? But
yeah,
I understand now.
If only I liked coffee.
Oh, true. That's true. I mean, I didn't like coffee until I started.
I had to stop drinking it because I liked it too much. It's
really?
It's very. I was having like
big tea guy over here.
Tea is good actually. Yeah. I was having like 3 to 5 a day.
Oh, dude, my dad just has that like in the morning.
Yeah,
just 3
it
coffees.
helps. Oh man, it helps in the morning. 3.
Yeah,
3. That's insane.
Yeah. No, because like he'll literally just like keep running the Keurig. Keep
it rolling. Keep it rolling.
It's funny because so like one before we eat breakfast, one during breakfast, and then one after.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just to wash it down, you need one after.
He certainly built a caffeine tolerance. But anyway, guys, let's get into the show. You know what, Matt? For this show, I'm gonna let you do more talking because number one, you don't talk that much the way the show goes, and two, for the viewers, I shouldn't be talking that much this show, even though I've already done it a lot. Matt, so what happened with the Blackhawks and Corey Perry yesterday?
not just yesterday. I'll sort of bring it back a bit. It was a few weeks ago or a week ago. Corey Perry, during the practice, he was taken off the ice due to an organizational decision. Nothing was said after that for a while because everyone thought, oh, trade rumors. Perry is being traded along with Peter Mrazek because I believe it was on that Friday, was it not?
We were recording, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was on the
Yeah.
Friday. A week goes by, and then there is a rumor on Twitter. I'm not going to go into it exactly. You can look it up
You
if
guys know
you
what
want.
it is.
You guys know what it is. And then a few days go by. Perry is being put on waivers for his contract to be terminated. The Blackhawks had to do a presser yesterday. Didn't really say a whole lot. They said, yeah, it was an internal decision. Really, the presser could have been an email. And now
That
this
was like 8
afternoon,
minutes.
Corey Perry, yeah, Corey Perry cleared waivers
As expected.
as
Was
expected.
anyone going to pick him up? Everyone was like, if he clears waivers.
He's a Leaf.
He might clear
He's a
waivers.
Leaf.
Yeah.
He's a Leaf.
Yeah. Leafs
Leaf.
claim Corey Perry off waivers.
And it's just like, what did he do
Can I
for
just
the
say?
for
Can
the
I just say?
for the Hawks to go, oh, this guy who he's
Not-
damaged goods.
Not only that, but what did he do for them to still be hiding it and not like dispel the rumor right away that was going around? Like, did he? Like, he must have done some vile shit
Yeah,
to get
like
this treatment. Like, we've seen guys do some crazy shit, and stuff has come out recently about things that happened like over a decade ago, and 5 to 10 years ago, whatever. And like, are they just doing their jobs now, like correctly? Is that why he's his contract was terminated? Because like, he must have. I'm curious by nature. I think we all are, just because they're like kind of dangling it in front of us. Like, he did some bad shit, but we're not gonna tell you. But like, I'm so curious to know what he did. Like, one day it's gonna come out, right? Maybe not, in the next year or two, but maybe like 5-10 years down the road, it's gonna come out. But like, I'm so curious to know what he did. Like, that's messed up for them to be like, they didn't come out and just like cut off that rumor right away. They waited a few days to have the presser yesterday.
that was the worst part about it. Like,
Yeah.
they let it like sink in.
Fester.
And like, the more
just
the more you let something boil down, like the more ears it reaches.
Yeah.
Like, where people are gonna think, hey, maybe this is what actually happened, when obviously did not happen.
Can I also just say the rumor in itself is pretty like disturbing, because like, there's people in like Connor McDavid. Like, how do you think that guy feels? Like, it's messed up, man. Like, I see these memes floating around, and I'm like, I don't think he or any of the team's laughing about that, because it's not really funny. Like, even if they got along with Perry, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think it's funny. But yeah, just a bizarre situation. I don't understand. And then the press conference was weird too. Like, did they answer anything we didn't know?
I don't think they really gave a full answer. They're like, yeah, it was an internal decision. We can't comment more on this time.
Yeah.
Like, could have been an email, Kyle. Come on, pal.
And to go back, sorry, Nick, one last
No,
thing
you're good.
is the way the rumor came out as well. Because like, forget what Perry actually did, because we won't know that. We probably will never know that for a long time, right? Because of contracts and legal stuff. But the rumor started swirling based off a screenshot of someone's beer league chat on WhatsApp. And then everyone was like, bah, must be
And then
true.
they
Has
ran
to be
with
true.
it.
Has to be true. And all weekend, just like memes everywhere up until like yesterday. And it's still going today. And it's based off of somebody's screenshot from their literally beer league. You can see guys in the photos in their like hockey equipment. It's their beer league chat. Like, hey guys, game this week at 9. And also Corey Perry did some shit, like, and now it's on Twitter. I think it's so weird.
I will say though, one of the reasons you have to do a press conference, and I think whether or not he was terminated because of what he did, or because in my opinion, he could have also been terminated just solely because of the rumors. Like, are you gonna protect Connor Bedard or let the Corey Perry rumors fester?
Yeah,
Like,
but here's the thing. If you terminate based off speculation, like, the Players Association will get on you for that. Like, there's no way that slides.
That's not even like, sorry, that's not the point I'm exactly trying to make. Like Darius, you were talking about how like maybe these guys are actually doing their jobs now, right? For example, like maybe this has happened before, something like this, and they didn't terminate his contract. I think if you look in the situation, like, look at everything. Say what Perry did, maybe didn't like wasn't that severe, or it's happened before and someone didn't get terminated. But you combine that with like they're making rumors about their generational player that's supposed to be, the savior of the city for the next 15 years or 20 years or whatever. Like, just get over it. Like, we don't need to do any more investigations. We don't need to do any more of this. Like, it's Corey Perry, man. Like, and I think the guy was on pace for like 55 points. Who cares? You're the Blackhawks, right? You don't care.
No.
And I think we'll know the severity more eventually if he signs with a new team or if he intends to do that. I don't think anything has come out about that just yet, whether that happens or not. And I can't advocate for my team or any other team to sign him because I don't know what he did.
That's the tricky thing in all this, right? Because
Yeah.
he could technically play again depending on what he did, because there's so many variables that we don't know about, right? Based on I don't think that rumor is true, because that is absurd. Like, that's
No,
Well,
I don't think it's
absolutely
true.
not.
I don't
No.
think it's true.
That's so crazy. Like, there's no way, right? And then Kyle Davidson is his name, GM Blackhawks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. He alluded to it was something to do with a staff member. Like, it's kind of like pointing that way at like practice or something. I feel like, so I don't know. Like, did he say something to someone? Did he touch somebody? Like, we don't know, right?
Well,
But
it's all
kinda-
speculation.
It's all
And like
speculation. You'll never know.
That's a line you don't really want to. You just want to
Yeah.
toe the line.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know, everyone has to just kind of see how this plays out, because you could be like, maybe he did this, but you're just, it's all speculation. We don't know, and we won't
It's
know.
useless.
Yeah.
It's useless.
I think him not signing with somebody the rest of the year will tell you something about the severity of it. But I do think, just to close my thoughts,
Yeah.
it's something people have done before, but the NHL is taking things seriously now, and the PA. I feel like it's something that might have been seen as normal, and everyone's putting their foot down now.
Good. If that's the case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a significant change in hockey culture.
No, of course.
That can't be
Of
advocated.
course.
Yeah.
And I think to the point about like we saw this happen a few times in the NHL, like with players that have been terminated for what they did, and teams are very openly still interested in these guys. Yeah, Matt's making it a little easy for me with the guy he has on his wall. I'm not gonna lie, but there's an Evander Kane jersey there. You guys know what happened there. Anybody that's listening or watching, like Jake Virtanen still got a PTO with the Oilers too. Look, man, I'm not here to go down that road, but and then like even for like half a decade, there was rumors about, oh my God, Slava Voinov's gonna come back. There's 5 teams interested in him, right? It's like, come on, man. Where are we on this? So that's why. And then even like the Milan Lucic thing. I don't know if we talked about that at
I don't think
to
we
an
did.
extent.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Last episode, but there was that happened, and his contract's not terminated. But we don't know the severity of what happened. But we also don't know what's going on there. And let's. You know what? With that being said, though, I think let's move on to the next topic. We'll cover the story as it happens, as it drops. But firstly, I do want to say before we transition, I want to send my thoughts out to Sam Girard, who entered the Players Assistance Program. I think it was, he was dealing with depression and anxiety that led to drinking alcohol a little more than he would have liked to. So, of course, that happens. It's not easy. Life isn't easy. I think we all know that, especially around these times. No matter how long it's been going on. So I do want to say, I don't know if you guys have anything to tack on. It's just like, I'm glad that he's putting out a statement, because I think it's good for other players and people around the sport to see that someone's willing to be open about their mental health and getting help for it.
I think one thing, I don't know exactly what he said in the statement, but he said something about it going unchecked for a while, and then it turned into like drinking because he was coping with it, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like just if anyone's listening or whatever, like if you see the signs or something, like get the help right away. Put yourself in a position to avoid picking up like an addiction or something, or leading to drinking or something. So it's nice to see that somebody like this is taking the lead, and he put out a statement like, hey, it's all right. Like if you're dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with, like there's help out there. So I think it's cool.
No, it's awesome.
Not the
it's
situation
okay.
itself, but like,
Yeah.
good for him for doing what he's doing.
Like it's okay to not be okay. It's life, right? Sometimes you gotta get that checked out.
It's low-key me right now with all this school stuff. But anyway, we keep it pushing. Keep it pushing, gentlemen. Let's get into let's talk about the Oilers right now.
Oh, okay.
Connor McDavid, he's back.
He's back.
He might
He's
be
back.
back.
I don't know if people genuinely thought he was gonna be like an okay producer this whole season, because I didn't. I'm in one of my fantasy leagues and people were sending me trades for like players that I know are not better, and I'm like, dude, I'm not trading Connor McFucking David for anyone. So
This bozo might
what's
still
it?
lead the league in scoring by the end of the year.
I think he will. I think
Yeah,
he's gonna
like-
own your Ross.
He's gonna go into McDavid mode.
What is it? 12 points in 3 or 4
3
games or
games.
something?
Yeah.
3 games, yeah. Like I know the teams. I mean, Vegas is good. But like they beat the shit out of a bad Anaheim team. But hey, man, all you can do is play the teams that are in front of you. Matt, do you think the Oilers can? Do you think? Well, having McDavid and Draisaitl back is huge. But are you seeing any improvements also like on the defensive end?
As a matter of fact, yes. And I hate to admit it, but Paul Coffey, I think, has sort of elevated this team into something, or not the team, the Blue Liners, into something a little more, rather than just, chipping the puck off the glass and, try to get out of the zone. Like they're making their breakouts a lot better. You can see it with guys like Nurse, even guys like Vinny Desharnais, which is strange to see, but you can see them sort of um, run through a checklist in their mind of, okay, what can I do here? And they make the smarter play. The only thing that still worries me about this team is the goaltending. You need a goalie, and Stuart Skinner, as of right now, not it.
Not it. Not it.
Not it.
But I'm happy I held Stuart Skinner all year in fantasy because I knew eventually, no matter how bad he was, McDavid and Draisaitl will outscore everyone, and I'll still get those wins, baby. Bro, it was crazy. In all my leagues on it would have been what would have been Sunday, I was down 0-3. Like I wasn't winning in any of them, but I had McDavid and Skinner in one, and then Draisaitl in the other, and they both went all three. Like I got the win for Skinner, obviously, but McDavid went nuts and Draisaitl went nuts, and then I came back and won all three, which was cool.
Yeah,
Fun
I
weekend
didn't
for your
even
boy.
I didn't even mention like a shutout against Washington on Friday, Black Friday. But I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Stewart here, but that was more of like a team defensive game where the Oilers just controlled play for 60 minutes and there weren't a lot of high danger chances for Washington. Like
I bet Skinner that day. I was pissed.
even with the lethal power, not even like the lethal power play of the past that Washington had, like Ovi, he's washed now, and like the rest of that team is just a shell of its former self.
I think one episode we should do, like maybe around Christmas when there's no games, is quickly look back at our top 10 list. Cause I was looking back at mine and I'm like, damn. I just want to say right now, Sidney Crosby, I'm sorry. I'll say that right now. I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Clearly,
was.
that was the most absurd pick of the center list. So
Absolutely.
there you go, Nick.
I had him 11th to be fair. But Nico Hischier, you're a bum and you're making me look bad. You're a bum. You're making me look terrible.
I test, baby. I test.
But my Jack Hughes and Elias Pettersson picks, they're looking great. So I'm happy with that.
Can I just say, Austin
What's up?
Matthews. Austin Matthews, all right? People are laughing at my list. I just want to clear something up, all right? My centers list. Austin Matthews, 21 points in 20 games so far this year. Rupe Hintz, 18 points in 19 games, all right?
That's under point a
Same
game.
player.
That's under point a game.
Same player.
Same player. They're the
play-
same thing.
Nope, they play different styles. Their teams play different styles. Rupe Hintz, baby, number 3. Anyway,
No, Dallas is a much different team than in the past. Dallas is not boring anymore.
Rupe Hintz.
Okay,
True.
I just gotta watch.
That's true, Darius. That's true, Darius. That's true, Darius. I didn't think about that.
Makes you think,
That was a good point. That
Makes
was a
you
good
think.
point. That's a good point. That was a good
He
point. But,
boomed me.
the Oilers they're I didn't think they'd be this bad. I don't think anyone did. They were also super unlucky. They weren't like none of their shots were going in. Shooting percentage wise, you look at their averages, and then their goalies like Matt said, it's been a trend all year. Literally can't save anything. And then you have McDavid and Draisaitl who weren't producing. But Connor Brown, I'm hearing he got his first point, Matt. That's what I'm hearing.
He did. Is he still effective? No, absolutely not. But is everybody else? Yeah.
I just heard Cody Ceci had a good game yesterday.
He did. I mean, the only Kulak had an all right game, but I mean, yeah, Paul Coffey has made this defensive core into something that can be a little better.
Oh, I wanted to talk about Kulak for a second because I was reading something online um, about the Kulak trade and the pick that was involved in it.
Oh
I'm
boy,
trying to.
do I want to hear about it? I don't
It
think I
was
want to.
the pick became Lane Hudson.
Yeah, I saw this stat.
Oh, okay. Okay, my day was just ruined.
Bum player. Bum.
But yeah, I saw that on Twitter the other day. It was like so basically, the Habs traded Brett Kulak for Lane Hudson, and Lane Hudson hasn't played a game in the NHL. I don't think he has, but he's looking decent. So
Looking like he might.
Little tidbit for Matt there, but moreover, Matt, what's the Oilers next game looking like?
Believe it or not, they are in Winnipeg tomorrow night, and I won't be there. Even
Fraud.
though I'm a fraudulent
What do
fan,
you
fake
mean?
fan.
You live there.
I do. But here's the thing, Darius, money. And I took the trip out of the Heritage Classic, and then normally I do like if the Jets are in town for two regular season games, I go to both of those. If they're here for one, like the conference, how there's two and then one they switch, I do like a preseason game, then the regular season, but the Heritage Classic took over the two games. So I'm
I'd
not
say
gonna
that's fair. Hey, Nick?
I'm
I'd say
not
that's
I'm
a
not
fair
going
trade-off.
to the two.
Matt, just camp on the Ticketmaster app at like 5 o'clock tomorrow, and then just like buy one ticket and go.
No, what are those
Man,
apps? Do you ever get ads for those ones where they're like buy during
Yeah.
the game and they're like $10? Like, man, the game started.
I want to
I
go
know
during the
Yeah,
game.
like,
this isn't an ad, but my friends have used fansfirst.ca and they've had success with that.
I think that's
So
the
I'm
one.
I do
I
that for
might
Blue
I
Jays
might
games all the time.
yeah.
No, but literally, Matt, just like camp it out. Like check an hour before. If you don't like the prices, you don't go. And if you do like the prices, well, you go.
All right, folks, tune in next week to see if I went to the game or not.
Next week. Welcome back to the Gritcast. I went to the game.
I
Indeed. But okay, let's wrap let's put a bow on the weekly order segment there. It's been up and down this season.
like
as
a
it
like a
seems to
toilet
always
seat.
be.
The
Yep.
famous Ken Holland quote.
Yeah, yep. Ken Holland, what a loser. Anyway, now let's go over to Ken Holland's other team. We love that segue. Look at me. Patrick Kane is officially a Detroit Red Wing. 1 year, $2.75 million, no bonuses. He has a no trade clause, and he is reunited. So he reunited with Panarin for a little bit in New York. Now he's reuniting with DeBrincat in Detroit. I think that was probably the major reason he signed there. Because if he said he wanted to sign with a contender, I don't think Detroit's a contender, unfortunately, even with Patrick Kane. Because I'm going to say this right now, I don't think he's good. I don't think he's going to be good. I'm willing to eat my words on that. But he just had hip resurfacing surgery, and he was already shit the past three-ish years. You could say that was because of his hip being bad. But look at Backstrom and look at Kessler. That's all I'll say about that. Darius, what do you think of Patrick Kane going to the Red Wings? I know it's a low risk, but what are the positives and negatives coming out of this?
Low risk, but like you said, 2.75, which is a little higher than I thought, but the Red Wings can afford that on their cap. No bonuses, no hips, so I don't know how it's gonna play out here for the Red Wings, but I don't think it's gonna be too well if he needs to take on a big role. And I don't think the Red Wings are like that good. Like they're sitting third in the Atlantic right now. But I think the Leafs and the Lightning are also tied in points for them. Like it is a logjam, so I don't know if they're gonna hold on to that. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see Patrick Kane with the Brink hit again. Like I think that'd be nice. I think they're probably gonna score a lot of goals together. Just I don't know. I think it's just
Do you?
They're going to give up a lot of goals. They're going to give up a lot of goals together.
I don't know if that's their fault though. I just don't think that team's that good. But
Well, the thing is too, like if Patrick Kane's going to play with DeBrincat, he's going to have to play a lot.
well, that's the
Right?
thing, right? Like I don't know like how they're gonna kind of make that work. But the problem is everyone's like, oh, but he's Patrick Kane. Yes, but the surgery he got, if you look at the players who got it, dropped off right away, dropped off right away, dropped off right away, dropped off right away. Nicholas Backstrom came back, and now he's gone.
Dropped
again.
off. Yep. Yeah, like the only
Didn't happen with
positive-
with who was that? Ed Joe was that Ed Jovanovski?
Oh,
I
Jovanovski.
think
Yep.
Jovanovski as well.
Yeah,
But
no,
it was
he
over. It was over. It was over.
It
It
was
was over
Jover.
immediately.
Yeah.
It was over. I don't think he played a game. They went.
No, I think he played. One sec.
Like,
Just keep talking.
did Kessler?
I'll
Did
dig
Kessler
Kessler, I don't
ever
think
come
ever
back?
played.
I don't think he ever played again.
No.
It's
He's
look,
resurfacing surgeries. Like Landeskog just got the same thing on his knee.
he's dude. I don't think
They're never gonna
think
play
that
again. If you people look at the surgery and they're like resurfacing. Well, he must be back and in top form. If you really look at what the surgery is, the next step is hip replacement. The barely walking is the next step, bro. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know what they think.
Okay,
they're getting here. I'm not sure.
for Jovanovski, he took the fall of 2013 off, came back January 2014, played 37 games, and called it quits after that.
37. That's more than I thought, actually. I think that's the same as Backstrom. It was like 30 to 40 games, and they dropped off. So,
no. Backstrom would have been less, I think. Wouldn't
Oh,
it?
far less, yeah.
Yeah, because it was just this
because
season.
last
he
year was
played.
just this season, so he probably played like
Yeah.
15 games.
Maybe.
Ooh,
So
man.
I think Kane makes it to the end of the year, and then I think he's done after that. Like
I don't even
the
know if he'll
only
make it that far.
like Nick, you said weigh the positives. Like, okay, the Wings get like a name value, like a name guy in Patrick Kane. Oh, we can sell tickets. You got Patrick Kane. He's not going to do anything.
Well, the thing is too, like the Red Wings don't. The Detroit Red
don't
Wings,
need 'em.
like, they have
They
a
don't
loyal
need 'em.
fan base.
Yeah, they
And,
don't
like,
need him.
And like, to be honest, like I was one of those guys where it's like most level-headed Leaf fans. There's not a lot of them. I'm not one of them. That were like, oh, we don't need Patrick Kane. Which they're right. We don't need him. He's probably cooked and washed. But I was like, you know what, man? It would have been cool though. Would have been cool though.
Would have been like
you know?
Lindros as a Leaf. Like, we had
Oh my God.
Lindros.
Hey, Lindros was a point per game Leafs player. It was
Or
32
Played-
games or
played
something.
One game.
Okay, who else? Brian Leach.
Brian Leach.
Brian Leach?
Leach is yeah.
Bro, was it- did we have
that
Brind'Amour?
wasn't the Leafs' fault though, because there was a lockout. He would have played that year.
Did we have Brind'Amour or Francis? We had one of them.
Francis.
Francis.
Ron Francis.
We had Francis.
Also,
right.
McGillney at the end of his career, Francis at the end of his career. Who were the other guys?
Man,
Lindros.
if the Leafs had all those guys in like 1996,
We had
they
Grant
would've been
Fuhr for. Remember when we had Grant Fuhr?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt, that's a great point. If the Leafs 2005 roster was in like 96, they'd win the cup.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Sweep the whole playoffs. But it doesn't work that way.
Yep.
Like they would have had like Eddie Bell, like 96 Eddie Bell for like the amount of goalies that they got that just like dropped off before they got there. Like they got Cujo, who dropped off in the midst of being a Leaf. As much as I love Cujo,
Kicked
I'll
him
admit
to the
that.
curb quick. Bang.
Yeah, and then he went to
41-year-old
Detroit.
Ed Belfour, you're in.
Like Eddie. Oh, who else did they have in net? Because they had like Potvin, Cujo. Because it went Potvin to Cujo.
Yeah, I think that was it. It was like 3 goalies.
And then
it was like-
Belfour, and then Andrew Raycroft,
Raycroft.
baby.
All right, guys. Respectfully.
Oh, Patrick
Let's
Kane.
get back to Patrick Kane. Back to Patrick Kane. Anyway,
Washed.
I pulled up his hockey reference. Last year with the Rangers, he had 12 points in 19 games. On
What
Chicago,
about the
he had
playoffs?
he
What
had
about the
40
playoffs?
Let me can I what do it?
Man, after
This-
game 2,
this-
though, the Rangers were like terrible.
He had he was point a game basically in the playoffs. 6 points in 7 games. But I will say this is me looking at hockey reference. If you watched him play, or even looked at the advanced stats, both of them actually went hand in hand this time. Because these point production numbers are very deceiving. He was ass. It wasn't good.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong too. You just said 6 points in 7 games. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that all of them came on the power play and they were before game 3.
I don't know if I can check that.
I don't know if that's 100% sure, but I remember something like that.
Just go to game logs, Nick. If you can look in his game logs for the
Well,
playoffs.
I'm
I could be
currently
wrong.
but anyway, 5 of them also Darius were assists. He had 1 goal. And he had 1 point at even strength. Or 1 goal. His goal was at even strength.
Goal is even strength. Okay.
And then if I can go to his game, they don't have. Are you
So
serious, bro?
to make a long story short, Patrick Kane kind of washed.
Kind of
Okay,
washed.
I
Yeah,
found-
zero even strength. Zero even strength goals. They don't have assists here. Hockey reference. You dick.
ESPN has the game logs. He had one assist in game 1. He had 3 points, including 1 goal. His only goal at even strength in game 2. Then it was 1 assist and 1 assist. Blank the last 3 games of the series.
And that's what they traded for.
Yep.
It's okay. He doesn't really have to worry about the playoffs.
Although they only scored 2
because I think
goals.
Detroit will miss out.
Yeah, Detroit might not even make the playoffs. And if they do, they're probably going to be like a 1-2 wild card. Because if you look at the wild card scene, like maybe the Sabres come rushing back. You're also looking at the New Jersey Devils. Like, it's probably not happening. The Flyers, I feel like the Flyers are a placeholder until the Devils are healthy.
Yeah, because listen, respectfully, the season ends in April, and I think the teams that you think are going to make the playoffs will figure it out and make the playoffs. That's usually what happens.
Depending.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It depends how far out of it you are, right? Because I keep bringing up that Blues example, and you guys are like, oh, one time.
Yeah, because it happened once.
Yeah, once. Name another time.
This year. Who's in last right now?
San Jose?
Yeah, San Jose Sharks are going to win the Stanley Cup this year.
Yeah, they're going to...
The only thing I can think of is like the 2012 Kings, because they were the 8th seed. I forgot how close to the playoffs they clinched.
Did they have there were some underlines there that said they were better than that though, no? I remember that.
They dealt with injuries all year, and then they just crawled into playoffs. They made the playoffs by 1 point, I think, in the last game of the year. And then
was that the year they made a big? Was that the year they made a trade for someone?
Was it the Richards trade?
I can't remember.
It was either Richards or Carter, wasn't it? Or they already had Carter. No, it was Jeff Carter.
Oh, okay, so it was Carter.
Yeah, because he was on the Flyers year that they went to the final.
Yes.
So I think it was Jeff Carter. So they got him.
Yeah.
They squeaked into the playoffs. They swept the Canucks.
Jeff Carter was a god, bro.
Yeah.
Holy crap. It was crazy.
Jonathan Quick was a god. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
2012 run.
I actually never liked him because I was like, this guy's so stupid. Like, he's so good.
Well, no, and it's also like Jonathan Quick was the king of going out of position, then making the save. It's like, bro.
The king of that was Cujo. All of Cujo's
My fault, man.
All of Cujo's highlight reel saves, so how did he make that save? Because he was out of his crease. That's why.
I know. How do you make that save with his stick? Oh my god, he was all the way in the corner. Why was he in the corner?
Why? If you're
don't worry, boys.
Come on.
He made the save. Don't worry, boys. He made the save. But lastly, I think on Patrick Kane. Right now, the Lions. I think this is wrong because Dylan Larkin's not here. Is he hurt? Yeah, he is. Day to day. Anyway, are you looking at because the wingers right now, you're probably looking at DeBrincat, Larkin, Kane, right?
Yeah.
But on the right side, you have Lucas Raymond, who's having a decent season. Robbie Fabry, David. I would argue. Okay, this would be a tough. Some people might not want to hear this, but you could make an argument that Raymond, Fabry, and Perron today, on November 29th, are probably better NHL players than Patrick Kane.
Raymond?
Definitely Raymond. But I think
David Perron is sick. Perron's sick.
Fabry just has to stay healthy. Wasn't that his big Achilles heel? He just could never stay healthy.
Yeah, there was certainly an Achilles heel.
But it's not just him getting hurt. It's these devastating injuries that are
it's like tears ACL.
Yeah, he falls on his leg and it folds. It's not much you can do there.
Robbie Fabry right now has 5 points in 8 games, 4 goals. I feel like that's pretty good. 8 games though, that's not every game, but anyway.
I think he's been healthy, either healthy scratch or he was hurt to start the year.
Lucas Raymond, 16 points, 8 goals, 8 assists in 20 games. That's really good. Middle 6 or top 6 production. David Perron, 11 points in 20 games, 7 goals, 4 assists. That's also really good. Yeah. That's really good production from all 3 of them. You know what I mean?
How far into the season until we see Kane in sort of a sheltered role? Do you think he'll accept that?
But who the fuck is he going to play with? Michael Rasmussen and Christian Fischer?
Sure.
What's that?
No, he's going to be a first or second line guy. They're going to shelter him depending on, in certain situations in the game. He's going to play on the power play, and that'll be it.
Shelter the first line?
No,
shelter him.
No, you give him every single offensive zone start.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but when you have to start the first line in the defensive zone, or depending on the situation in the game, right? Then he won't be out there. But he's
just coach. Just coach.
I think he still has tools to be successful. It's just he can't move his hips as well as he used to.
His hips do lie.
His hips do. Shakira would have something to say.
I think it's been 3 episodes in a row Matt has made that joke. I'm not gonna lie to you
got
guys.
it. Patrick Kane's getting it.
Nick Backstrom got it. Like,
Nick
fuck,
Backstrom
dude.
got it.
Tune in next week to see if I make it again. I probably will.
That'd
But
be a
yeah,
fun
Patrick
Easter egg,
Kane.
if we put that in like every episode and somebody was like, I got the shit.
Not if you mention it. Thanks, Darius.
You gotta let them know.
Hey guys, we're gonna put this secret thing in the episode, and I'm gonna tell you about it.
Look for it.
Anyway, Patrick Kane. Let's see how he does in the draft. I think
you gotta look for something you don't know is hidden.
I think he's practicing this week. We'll see when he plays. I mean, I think the Detroit plays the Rangers today, so it would have been cool if he played today. Obviously, he's not, but and Daniel Sprong is gonna give up his 88 because why the fuck wouldn't he? Anyway, let's move on to the next segment here. Honestly, guys, I did not expect us to spend that much time on Patrick Kane. Anyway, the Minnesota Wild, they basically did the classic, oh my god, our goalies can't make a save, so let's fire the coach. John Hines is the new coach in Minnesota, and then he won his first game because Philip Gustafson, remember how to make saves. I think it's very interesting in the NHL. Bad goalie equals bad coach. That's how it usually buckles down. But I'm curious if it's Dean Evison's fault that there's $15 million in dead cap on this team. Is that the coach's fault? Remains to be seen. Matt, thoughts on the Minnesota Wild?
John Hines is the absolute wrong pick. I don't know how long Jay Woodcroft's non-compete is lasting for, but Woodcroft was right there. He was right there. That's the perfect guy to take over the Minnesota Wild. Or even like a guy like Gerard Gallant. But no, they go with a milquetoast guy in John Hines. I've never seen anything special in John Hines, especially with the way he coached in Nashville and New Jersey. As a wrong guy for the wrong team. That's what it is.
Matt, you had a tweet, I think, when they hired him. But I can't remember
did.
exactly. I can't remember exactly what you said. But when I read it, I was like, yeah.
Like how did he keep getting jobs?
He's just so like, I don't look at this hire and I'm like, yeah, Minnesota's gonna make some
noise. I'll read it. I'll read it right now.
Yeah, read it.
John Hines is the most average milquetoast NHL coach ever. How does he keep getting jobs?
Yeah, I read that and I was like, great point, Matt. Like they hired him and I'm just like
why?
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen now? Like it doesn't matter. It's a weird hire. I liked Evison. I thought he did well with the team last year. Didn't they hire him last year?
2 seasons ago?
2 seasons ago? It wasn't the COVID year. It was 21-22, I think. Anyway, it was fairly recently. I think the goalies just weren't stopping anything. Gustafson on my fantasy team. Holy shit, make a save, please. And yeah, like I said, the Minnesota Wild, they're a decent team, but not playing like it. Goaltending sucks. And they're like, you know what? We got to axe the coach. We got to ask the coach we just hired, even though we got, what is it, Nick? $15 million in dead cap just sitting there on stupid signings.
Well, it's like they're probably all in the war room. And they're like, why is the team bad? Because we can't get any other players. I'll tell you why. We can't get any other players. They're fucking running. They're running. Okay. Jesus Christ,
Bill Guerin's in the corner with the lights off with his chair tilted back, and he's like, I'll tell you why. It's that goddamn Evison.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. Brock Faber is having a very good season. Underratedly, I think. Jonas Brodin is good. Jared Spurgeon is good, but Jacob Middleton, Zach Bogosian, Alex Goligoski, I don't know how good those guys are anymore. Their fourth line is Brandon Duhaime, Connor Dewar, and Vinny Lettieri, respectfully. The third line of Pat Maroon, Frederick Gaudreau, Marcus Foligno, sure, but imagine if you had $15 million to bring in more firepower. Or they clearly don't need defensemen. That's not the issue, right? It never has been for Minnesota. Goaltending, you want Phil Gus. He had an insane season last year. Obviously, you don't bet on him putting up a 930 again, but maybe a 915, something like that would be nice. I don't think Fleury has been amazing in a few years now, but backup, whatever, right? You're not gonna. What are you gonna do? Ryan Hartman is out. I don't know if that was a suspension. I think 2 games or whatever. But Marco Rossi, respectfully, I think he's gonna be great. Right now, he's their first line center. You know what I mean? I think Matt Boldy and Kaprizov have also had slow-ish seasons. But whether everyone's having a slow season, you have $15 million that you can't spend on anybody. It's just there. That's a lot of money. That's like one Darnell Nurse and more money, hypothetically. So it's
Right.
it's
Can I throw
it's
something
stupid.
out there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Possibly not as a getting him as a starter, but could you see like Fleury being, because the Wild are out of it right now, and I don't know if they're gonna find it because Hines is like whatever, and the team is the team. I don't think the coach makes that big of a difference. Do you see Fleury being traded at the deadline to like a playoff team?
The last year of his career is like he doesn't want to like uproot his family. Yeah,
Well,
I think he just
I think he'll do that 1-day contract with Pittsburgh when he retires, but
Yeah.
he's a full no move clause.
yeah, I think he stays in Minnesota no matter what happens. Because really, if you're a playoff team and you're like, I know what the missing piece is,
Marc
a
Andre
38-year-old goaltender. It's like, no, then you're not going to win.
You know who said that actually a couple years ago, Matt? Kyle Dubas.
David Riddick.
Yeah,
No save Dave.
Kyle Dubas said
Well,
that.
and honestly, bro, 8-7-5 this year. That's not great.
Yeah, not great. But
And-
the team is like, I don't know. Like, is it just me
And-
or they're not scoring? Like, I feel like they're not scoring.
It's a mix of the not scoring and they can't buy save.
Right.
It's like Edmonton
Terrible
2
mix.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
Except the Minnesota has defensemen.
right.
You know what I mean?
Wow,
It's the complete opposite.
Uh,
Edmonton can outscore the
disrespect the disrespect to Cody Cece. Come on, Nick.
Hey, Matt, I
We
just
will
want to say,
continue that.
I've been on Broberg's ass for like half a decade. The guy sucks.
he needs more opportunity.
Oh, we're not
Yep,
doing
he's,
this
won't
now.
pl-
he's
they
been
won't
saying
play
that for
him.
3 years. He's been saying that for 3 years. He needs
they
more
won't-
opportunity. Yeah, burn that
won't play
jersey,
him.
Matt. Burn it.
No,
That's what you
he'll
do,
be good.
Matt.
He'll be good.
He's not going to be good. He's never been more than a bottom 6 player and never will be. Anyway,
Wow.
let's
No. No. He just
gotta let him
needs more
rebuttal.
opportunity
He sucks.
because he hardly plays. He doesn't suck.
Why does he hardly play, Matt?
He's good.
What does he hardly play? Why does he hardly play?
Because they
It's been-
they think big Vinny Desharnais is better than him.
Broberg might be one of the worst players I've ever seen. He can't skate properly. He can't do
Yes, he
anything
can.
properly.
When have you seen
Yeah,
him
he
play?
skates. He
When have-
skates
when have
straight.
you seen-
He can
when
only
have you
skate
seen him
straight
play?
fast.
When
Fucking
have you
Darius
seen
can
him
do
play?
that.
When have you
Darius
seen
can
him play?
straight.
I don't know
I
about
think
the
Darius
fast
can.
part. I don't know about that fast.
Bro, in the World Juniors, ass, bro. Like on the
No.
Oilers, ass. On Bakersfield, ass. Anywhere he's been, ass.
No, watch the
He's
games.
trash.
Next
He's
segment,
trash.
watch the games.
He's trash. How am I gonna watch the games? You said he barely fucking plays. You just contradicted yourself.
Watch Bakersfield then.
Why did I do that? Come on, man. I don't even watch the Marlies play.
Well, you
You
should.
probably don't even watch Bakersfield.
I
You don't even
do.
watch Bakersfield because you know Broberg's trash. You know he's trash.
No.
You know
Next
it in your
segment,
heart.
just next
You
segment.
know it in
I
your
don't care.
heart. You know it in your heart, man.
Next
It's
segment.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
I
fine.
don't mean this as a shot, but you did say you watched them. So who's the lead? Like, do you know who the leading scorer is for Bakersfield? I'm actually like interested.
Borgo, I want to say.
Oh, so he's a decent prospect that will probably
Yeah.
make the Oilers in some time, like a year or two.
Yeah.
Borgo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that other guy? Raphael Savoie?
Yeah.
Oh, former Halifax Moosehead. I know that guy. Right-handed shot. I know my players.
Sorry, yeah, Lavoie, yeah, he is leading the Bakersfield Condors, 8
Nice.
points.
Nice.
Look, this guy's a fraud. I knew it and he didn't. He's such a fraud. Oh my
Next
goodness.
segment.
Anyway, next segment. Next segment.
This guy is just on me for no reason.
Hey man, if you were right more often, I wouldn't be as on you. Anyway, guys, let's move on to the next segment. Let's talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. They lost, but they won yesterday. So
what a boring game that was.
oh no, the third period was kind of interesting. Marner was throwing the bod. He's back. Anyway,
With a cage, what a
He has
tough guy.
cage. He has a cage. No.
Anyway, they played Florida coming off a back-to-back. Joseph Woll was in net. He had a good game. And the top 6 looked like very ass. Bottom 6 looked good. I saw Reeves going for a skate. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Did you see that one play where he skated? Definitely a charge. Did you see where he skated from like the red line and he was like, that's the guy. That is the guy in the game. And the guy picked up the puck behind the net and he just destroyed him. Like from the red line, man.
And also, I was talking about this with my friends. Like, Noah Gregor's been so good, but you can't really move him up.
No.
Unfortunately.
But he's good. He's good in his role. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Continue. Yeah, I'll let you continue.
No, it's fine. But that basically the same point I was gonna make. So it's all good. But Max Domi is settling in that 3C role. I love it. That third line's good, but the Bozos in the top six, they're really skating out there, man. They're really skating out there, unfortunately. But it was funny because the game went to shootout. Evan Rodriguez puts it in, and my dad had to go to bed, so we just turned off the TV and we both left, right? And like I was chilling in my room and I'm scrolling Twitter and it's like I was like, what the hell?
Fraud.
The goals we were doing. So, bro, I yelled from upstairs to my parents' room is below me. And I was like, Dad, you gotta wake up, man. The game's still on. So we come back upstairs, we turn the game on, and we didn't even see the shootout goal. We just saw like the graphic TSN has where it's like Leafs 2, 4-1. We were like, yo, let's go. The Leafs, I think, are tied for the least regulation wins with like San Jose and Columbus, something like that.
Montreal.
It's bad.
I think it's Montreal.
Yeah, something like that. They have 5, which isn't good, but
Hey.
just win. Just win.
Does it matter? Like,
I think it does.
It does. You gotta close out games.
You got to close out game. You can't be winning every game by like 1. That's like remember when Buffalo went on that like 12-game win streak?
The media for so long up until like COVID and like even into COVID was like, the Leafs can't win 1-goal games, and now they're doing it in overtime, whatever, it doesn't matter. And the media's like, you can't continue to win 1-goal games.
Well, the media's they don't make a narrative.
Yeah,
the media's
the media.
Oh my god.
No, but it's like I don't know. I prefer if my team scored more goals. I don't know.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
That's
I'm just saying
a hot take.
I hate this flip that they're doing all the time. But anyway.
No, it's that's why Maple Leafs mainstream media is always interesting. It's the biggest media market obviously in the sport.
Can I touch on the game?
Yeah, go for it.
So like a lot of people were like, "Oh, I've never seen this before." Like how it got like rebooted and they came back and then the Leafs won. I saw it one time. Fun fact, actually, with the Mississauga Steelheads and Peterborough Petes, and it was Ryan McLeod who scored the winner after. Of Edmonton Oilers fame. So I did.
Not doing a whole lot now, but yeah.
Wow, you're really on
this
the
guy
Oilers today, huh?
Yeah, this guy. What did I do?
If they, I'm not on you, Matt. This isn't a personal slight.
What was the segment for?
The Oilers.
Fuck you. Anyway, continue.
But I saw it one time in the OHL, but I thought it was pretty cool. Like I kept watching. Like
You thought the shootout was pretty cool?
Yeah, the fact that they came back out and then the Leafs won, like that was pretty cool.
Oh.
What
a hot take.
But
local man enjoys gimmick.
He definitely double tapped it, Rodriguez, and like on the first replay you could see Mike Johnson like, wait a minute here. Something's up. And I was like, yeah, it did kind of look like he put it in again after. Like barely, but it them's are the rules. But I thought they would.
No, only in Toronto, Darius. Only in Toronto.
Hey, by the way, whoever said that, cry harder. I'm sorry, but cry harder, dude.
Also,
win the game in regulation, then try that. But
well, now they have to win in regulation.
Well, don't cry about it. Don't cry about it. That's what I'm saying. Don't cry about it then.
Just to interject here, you said Mike Johnson. Here's a hot take. I think the duo of Gord Miller and Mike Johnson is a lot better than Gord and Ray Ferraro. I'm just gonna say that right now.
You know why? Yeah, sorry, Darius. Let's cut you off.
Something new?
I just like Mike Johnson because he's like a low-key Leafs fan. And when I'm watching a TSN broadcast, I'm like, you know what, man? It's nice to have kind of impartial commentators because like I'm tired of like. Remember when like Romanuk was doing? This guy fucking hated the Leafs, dude. It's like, what are we doing here?
Jim Houston hated the Leafs. They all hate the Leafs.
Except Cuthbert.
Except Cuthbert is pretty good, like both ways. But yeah.
Yeah,
but the fact of the matter is they don't have the Homer broadcast like most teams do.
Yeah, but you get the TSN broadcast. Joe Bowen can't be on TV.
He won't be on TV ever again.
Come on.
I wish he can't be on TV. But he won't.
Yeah, unfortunately, he can't be on TV. But I do love leaving Leaf games 2 minutes early and then putting him on the radio as I drive home. I play. I don't do that anymore. But it's a lot of stuff going on. I think Mark Giordano got injured. John Klingberg. We talked about this last week. I think probably cooked.
Oh, they got to make a trade now.
Or Matt. This is where we put up our red and blue bandanas. The Leafs signed Ethan Bear.
Oh, I saw that this morning too.
You know what? I've always been an Ethan Bear fan. I wouldn't be mad at that move.
You have a jersey, right?
I do.
How does that help the Leafs though? I know they need a defenseman in that way.
No, he's a good-
NHL body.
Yeah,
NHL
he's
body,
like a good
bro.
puck moving defenseman.
I
Like
know,
he's
but
one of the best at that.
they need more like defensive. They need more defense.
He's solid. No, he's solid. Like outside of the puck moving like ability, he's not like
good.
he's not like a brute, but he's like he's still good
I guess,
defensively.
yeah, I guess. But okay, so what's the story with him? Because I thought he was signed. Wasn't he in Carolina, or was it?
No,
Vancouver?
he's in Vancouver, and then he had surgery over the off season.
Was it?
I think it's like
surgery?
another. It's another Puljujarvi thing, but I think Puljujarvi might be over.
Yeah.
I think he is over. Yeah, unfortunately.
Didn't he have like double shoulder or something surgery, hip surgery,
it was
whatever it
Double
was.
hip surgery. Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
like hip resurfacing, but it was hip
Still
surgery.
though, and he wasn't. As much as I was on the PRB train for a really, 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 really long time, it might be over.
I think it
I
is.
think it's.
I don't know how the Oilers random insignificant players on the Oilers have become big topics of conversations in every segment, but I think Ethan Bear. I don't even know where Ethan Bear's from. Let me look that up. But
Is he from
I
Vancouver?
think I think he's from somewhere in Alberta. Hold on.
He is from Canada, Regina. Regina.
Yeah,
Regina.
Saskatchewan. Yeah. Okay, but hey, man, the Leafs need a body. That guy's probably like a league min signing, and I think he's
He'd
a
be a
decent player.
steal at league men.
And I think he's a decent player. And I don't know how much Zadorov or Tanev is going to cost, or when that trade's going to happen. And when you don't have, look, man, I know Klingberg didn't play well, but like at least he was an NHL body. Shout out to Simone Benoit and William Lagesson who have looked good. Simone Benoit played in overtime. What the fuck? Anyway,
He's looked good. He has looked good considering.
solid considering everything.
Yeah, he's looked all right. I don't know if I would go with him into the playoffs, but he's looked solid in like filling the shoes of like injured guys or whatever.
Also, Morgan Riley played 30 minutes yesterday.
Yeah, dude. Like,
That guy's been a horse this season. He's been a horse this season.
Yeah.
Respectfully, he's been a horse this season.
Yeah, I can't wait till he gets hurt because he's playing so much.
That's why they need. Yeah, like I said, I don't know when the swing for a Tanev or it seems like that's inevitable, right? A Calgary defense was going to come over eventually.
I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, and there was a lot of smoke before Sweden, and Calgary could just say no.
Yeah,
The Leafs could be like, we
trades
want them.
work.
The Leafs are like, we want them. Here's our offer, and then Calgary's like, no, and then that's it.
Well, I know
Yeah.
Vancouver traded Beauvillier to Chicago, and that
for
opened
a
up more
fifth,
cap
yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Apparently they want Zadorov as well. So I mean, I'm not willing to get into it as much as I think Nikita Zadorov is a decent player. I think he's like a number 5 defenseman.
Yeah, I don't know
willing
why
to get
they-
into it. Not willing to get into a bidding war over that guy.
Yeah, I
unfortunately.
don't know why. That's like the Ben Sherrod effect. It's like big defensemen. pay the
Like
price.
I'd rather have. I know Chris Tanev health is an issue, but he's been decently consistent over the past couple of years. Rather have that guy. I think he's just a better hockey player. No offense. I know Zadorov is like this big Russian guy who hits people, but I think when you look at other stuff in terms of impacting the game outside of hitting someone, I think Tanev's better. I don't know if that's a hot take.
You already had a big Russian guy that hit people with Lubushkin, and then you let him walk.
I think
Just
we'll
bring
bring
him
him.
back.
That's because he played first line right D with Riley in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it made like I know I shouldn't have hated him. It made me hate him. Because I'm like, dude, what the hell are we doing? Anyway, not talking about Ilya Lyubushkin. I think overarching themes with the Leafs, Matthews and Marner look fucking awful. Oh my goodness, dude. I don't know what's going on with either of those two guys. They look bad. Even like Nylander had some chances, definitely could have scored. Even like I know Matthews isn't playing good, and he doesn't look like he's playing good. But every game I'm like, dude, the guy could have scored 4 times. They just didn't go in.
Yeah.
But
to go
put them
back
in the
to
net.
like
in
Nylander,
the
for
net.
example, he hasn't scored. He started the season like no complaints, first of all, right? And then the last
Yeah.
2 games he hasn't. Sorry, 3 games. I don't think he's gotten a point. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know about the Pittsburgh
Chicago, Pittsburgh, and
and then
Florida.
last night
Yeah.
against Florida. So that's like whatever. But especially against Florida, like he's trying, like he's hitting the crossbar, he's hitting the post, like he's there, he's making things happen. When I watched Marner recently, I'm like he's making me hate him more. He's making me hate him more because like he does these stupid plays where then he turns back and looks, and I'm like, nobody's there. Just take the puck, make a play, and he's just, I don't know. He has nothing going. You have to, when you make $11 million, you have to create the play. Okay? You're not looking to anybody else for the play. All right? You are the play, and he's not making the plays, and then he's throwing the body around when he has a cage on. Great.
Yeah, real tough guy you were.
Dude, you know what's like y'all might think I'm like LeBron lying about this, but me and my dad were like every time a shooter would come up, like we'd predict what was gonna happen, and like Marner came up, I'm like, Dad, he's gonna fall. I would guarantee he's gonna fall,
Yeah.
and then he fucking fell.
But I even said it. I was like, he just doesn't look like zero confidence, and he's wearing the cage. I'm like, he's gonna mess this up. You can't see.
Yeah.
You can't see through that cage. Why didn't they give him a bubble? I don't know.
More air circulation.
Dude, Mike Johnson said that, and I was like, man, really though?
He's gotta get the blood flow going, to his fucking brain. Anyway, but I do want to talk about Matthews a little. I feel like Marner takes a lot of criticism, rightfully so. I think Matthews doesn't take enough sometimes. It's like, look, man, you are going to be the highest paid player in the National Hockey League next week. You don't get to choose when to play good. You don't get to choose. I was talking about this with my friends. It's like when Matthews is like playing his best, second best player in the league. I think like when he's playing his best, but it's just like play your best all the time, man. You don't get to sporadically choose when to be the second best player. You're paid to be the best player every night.
I think to expect him to be amazing every single night is crazy. But I think when he has a bad night or an off night, let's say against like Pittsburgh or even Chicago, the next game has to be a banger. He has to score or he has to create something. And he's not. Yeah,
and if like bad this is the thing to me, right? We look at the best players in the NHL. Let's like I'll just list them off. Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, McDavid, Draisaitl, Nikita Kucherov, guys like that. How often do you like hear about them going on bad stretches? Aside from this year,
welcome to the Gritcast, where we get into the nitty-gritty of all things hockey, from the East to the West Coast. Here are your hosts, Matt Pierce, Nikosh Ganguly, and Darius Dominguez.
That make double-digit money. I find it very hard to do that. Like people always get mad at me when I'm like, bro, how can you criticize Tavares? He's older and he's slower. Look, man, $11 million, bro. Right? Yeah. Matthews is gonna make the most money in the league next year. And if we're talking about the guy, my opinion has changed a lot on injuries in the National Hockey League. I used to think like, you gotta throw him a mug because if you put on the skates and you're hurt, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
play well.
You're in the game.
It
was like the Yarncroke the other night. They're like, he's gonna give it a go. I'm like, well, if he's giving it a go, he better play well. He's in then sit out. Like
don't play if you're gonna be bad.
Yeah, the standard doesn't change whether you're hurt or not. Like just play well. Yeah.
Oh, I was playing with a broken foot. Don't play.
Yeah, don't play.
It's like, you have to give him some slack. He's playing with a punctured lung. Then why is he out there?
Yeah. Or it's like people were like talking about why is McDavid getting so much hate? He's playing injured. It's like it's because he's playing. He's playing.
Yeah.
Like it used to be the opposite where it's like, he's hurt, and it's crazy because hockey is where you're like, man, I'm a man. I'm gonna get out there and play. It's like, bro, don't play if you're gonna be ass.
Yeah.
You just want to hurt your team.
Just don't play. Fucking the Bruins running out Allmark last year when he was clearly dying in that net. Like, what are you doing?
Like, you have Swayman.
Like, Bergeron playing... Like, I understand the Bergeron thing might be slightly different because it was likely his last goal. It was his last goal. I did not likely. But it's like, dude, you're watching this guy play and I'm like, why are you playing? There's no way your first line AHL guy is, like, who's fully healthy. Like, it just looks... It's hard to watch. And the biggest one I remember is when the Penguins put Tristan Jarry in that series against New York when he, like, couldn't move. And I'm like... What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? Get a goalie who's worse but can move around. You know what I mean?
How much worse is the other goalie, considering he can move?
Right? Exactly. So I think the injury narrative for me is like people say, Matthews looked fully healthy the first 2 weeks of the season. Now he's hurt. I don't care if he's hurt. If you're playing, play good. Yeah. That's my thoughts on the Leafs thing. Let's move on to quickly, I just want to talk about the All-Star game. The draft is back. Are you guys happy with that?
Yes.
Sure. It's not like
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think-
watch it anyways.
Whether they have the draft or not, I wouldn't have kicked my wall about it. I wouldn't have kicked
I think it's fun.
shit around.
I think now you maybe don't have NHLers who are. You still have the awkward ones, but the younger guys aren't as awkward.
Yeah.
So it might be a little better. And apparently they're gonna have like, okay, I want to give you guys 3 predictions each. They said there's gonna be celebrities there. Collectively, Darius, Matt, who are 3 celebrities that you think will be there, and will they be relevant, or are they relevant?
I'm just trying
Like
to think of
Justin Bieber's a lock, right?
Dude. Well, Justin Bieber's a
Toronto?
lock, 100%.
Drake.
I was thinking Drake should
He's not
absolutely be there, but he's not going to be. But they should make
No.
every effort possible for him to be there, but he's not going to be. Oh my god, I just had the guy in mind. The guy, he does the voiceovers for the Leafs, like in the playoffs and stuff. Oh my god.
Will Arnett?
Yeah. So he'll be there.
Or even like Edge.
Edge could be there. That's a good one as well.
Ryan Reynolds, maybe, but maybe the relationship with the NHL Seward after
Isn't
the Ottawa
Reynolds
thing.
a Vancouver boy?
Yeah, but he can still go.
Canadian. Yeah,
He can still go.
I think that could be. I don't know. Maybe.
But I'm not. It doesn't have to necessarily be like Toronto fans or whatever. It's just.
But I feel like that's what they're
celebrities
gonna do.
Yeah,
They're
no,
not
but I
gonna
feel like
get
just bringing.
celebrities. It's in Toronto. They're not gonna get American celebrities because they're gonna say no. Hey, you know it'd be great if we got The Rock.
That'd be cool.
Okay, no, but like.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but they're gonna make celebrities who. Like, the problem is when they make celebrities who don't know anything about hockey, and it's like, come on, man. It's like, who was the guy? Who was the? I'm sorry, I know very little about the NFL. Who's the guy that played for the Seahawks? That's always like sort of involved with the.
Was it
I don't know if
Sherman?
it was Richard Sherman. It was maybe it was who was the other guy?
Marshawn Lynch.
It might have been Marshawn Lynch too. It's one of them. But it's like he was at the Seattle Kraken draft,
I think
and
it
they
was Marshawn
first
Lynch.
of all, they tried to make him pronounce Calle Yarncroke, and they weren't like, hey man, here's how you pronounce Calle Yarncroke. They just gave it to him, and they were like, okay, good luck. And it's like, I feel like when it's clear the person doesn't know what they're talking about or we're set up to fail, it looks bad. So I think they should try and bring guys. There's not a lot of big hockey celebrities, but try and find the ones that know a little bit about the sport to make it less awkward. Because the NHL players are already awkward. So
Thing from the maybe what's her face from The Office?
Jenna Fisher.
Yeah, could be an option because she
She
was
was
I
a
don't
Blues
even
fan.
right, but could be an option.
I would even look at like Will Ferrell. He's at like all the Kings games.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd come. But
I don't know, but they're gonna have to pay these guys a lot of money if you want them to come. Like it's just like, do you want the celebrities or not? Like pay them. Jim Carrey? I don't know.
right?
Jim Carrey could be a show.
Even like what if the who's like NFL players like isn't JJ Watt?
Yeah, he played hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
that
with
could be a guy.
Imagine if they got Travis Kelce.
I mean, he might still be playing, right? Possibly.
No, I think
If
it'd be
they make the
over by
Super
then,
Bowl?
right?
The-
If he was
When
in
is
the
the
Super
All-Star
Bowl,
break?
maybe.
Yeah.
Because the Super Bowl's the second Sunday of February.
So
Maybe the next
we'll
week,
see.
So yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Hey, you want to
so,
come to
yeah,
the All-Star game? Hey man, the Super Bowl's next week, so I might not make it.
If they make Super Bowl, but yeah, I think the draft
If
could
they
be
make
could
the
be fun.
Super Bowl.
But it's the NHL, so it'll probably be like very, very
Kid Rock.
underwhelming.
Kid Rock, yeah.
Kid Rock is back,
Kid
and the
Rock.
Arkells might be a guarantee, low key.
Oh, a lock for sure. A lock. Whether they're performing or involved in like whatever, they're there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I'm excited for the draft to come back. Honestly, hopefully it's not as awkward as it usually is, but that's certainly a thing. And I saw the All-Star game ticket prices. I didn't even know they went on sale. I don't know why it's so expensive, but they're doing a fan fest. So I'll probably go to that. That should be fun.
Yeah, not going to the game for those prices. Sorry.
Yeah. But guys, quickly before we do our wrap draft, thank you guys so much for listening or watching so far. Subscribe on YouTube, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. But today's draft is going to be well, let's preface by saying CM Punk and Randy Orton just came back to WWE on Saturday. Sorry, series. We're all I'm not as big as a wrestling fan as I used to be. I think Matt still watches the most out of all of us, and I don't know how much you watch nowadays, Darius, but I rarely watch. But they came back, and that was exciting. So for today's draft, we're going to be doing our top 3 WWE exclusive returns. So I think last week I think I shipped back to third, Darius to second, and Max first. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Sure. I'm down with that.
Sure, yeah, we'll just do that. Fuck it, whatever. So let me write this down. So it'll be Matt, then Darius, and then me. Okay, all right, Matt. Who do you have with your the great? This is the greatest WWE return of all time. You're picking right now.
This list.
So
I think there's only one. Like, I'm not a fan of the guy, but I was a fan of this moment, and I think you both know what I'm talking
don't
about.
fucking do it. Don't fucking do it.
John Cena at the 2008 Royal Rumble.
Oh no! Yeah, that's the right pick. That's the right pick. Fuck.
I
yeah,
mean,
that's the right pick.
MSG.
Electric.
Because he's supposed to be out like a lot longer than that.
Okay, they always
came
did
back.
that though.
Yeah.
He came back like 6 months early.
John Cena's gonna be out a year and a half. Oh my god, he's back 3 months later, and a new movie's coming out. What the fuck?
So true.
But yeah, John Cena. Oh wait, that's the right pick. I think to go one away. But Darius, who do you have second?
I'll preference my pick by saying I think with like social media, like if you go back to like returns in 2002, like everyone was excited and didn't expect it because you didn't know they were coming back. But now with social media and all these dirt sheets and people backstage are telling these people and everyone's texting each other and you know what's going on, I have to say that the greatest return of all time in the WWE just happened this past weekend, and it's CM Punk, because nobody had any idea it was coming. And I said it in the Discord chat. I was like, he's returning because of this. But I was like low-key joking, right? I'm like, it would be great. But I'm low-key joking because I'm like, there's no way he's coming back to WWE ever, based on how he left, how he talked about them, the whole AEW run. And then he came back, and I actually like lost my shit. Like, it was crazy. I'm like, you couldn't even picture what this would look like because there was no way it was going to happen, and he's back. It's so weird. Mm-hmm. So that's like number one on my list, my first pick.
I'm going to pick. So I was debating. So this one person has two returns you could pick. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Two big ones. I don't know. I didn't know which one I want to go with. So first, I'm gonna get this one off the board. The Hardy Boys at WrestleMania. I feel like that was fucking electric. I don't remember what year was that, Matt?
2017.
2017, so it would have been WrestleMania 33. Yes.
And then just because I think this return I think meant more to the person who returned and more to like people that were watching, especially me. I'm gonna pick I don't remember what year this was again. I'm terrible with that, but I'm gonna pick Edge's Royal Rumble return, but the second one, because to me, like
2020.
Yeah, so like to me, when he like walked through the smoke, and you see his face, that is just what a return that was. With respect to the one, I think what was it, 2010 or 2011?
2010.
Yeah. With respect to that one,
That was a good one,
with respect to that one, I'm going to pick Edge in 2020 because wow, his face, man, it's just like it's so like it was so real to him. You know what I mean? And obviously, like I don't think anybody knew about that one. Like I was surprised. I didn't know that was happening.
No, I don't think most people. That was weird. Because
they said he was never gonna wrestle again.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was this whole documentary about how he made peace with that, and then he came back.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pick Edge in 2020 as my second pick. Matt. Sorry, Darius. It's back to you.
I'm back. So I'm gonna save one. I want to take this one because I think it might be picked. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna pick this one.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I think I might know.
I don't think it's the same person you think it is. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I have two picks. I hope my other one stays on the board. For this one, I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar in 2012.
Okay.
Because I genuinely
that was great.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. I'm pretty sure it was the night after WrestleMania. Nobody thought he was
when
coming back.
When Cena got worked, dude.
Yeah. So he had this whole promo about like, oh my god, I just lost to The Rock, and it was like this once in a lifetime thing, and I'll never be able to forgive myself. And he was going down that road, and then Brock Lesnar comes out, bro. Like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you for real.
No. He goes to shake his hand and delivers a fucking lethal F5.
No, honestly, like, because I watched like pretty, I don't want to say religiously, but I watched like pretty much everything back then. Like up until 2014. Like I say, I watched pretty like regularly until Punk left, to be honest. But like that was a moment where I was like, oh, shit's changed. Shit like genuinely changed because I didn't think he was coming back, and he just finished like genuinely beating the shit out of guys in the UFC, like an actual monster, and he came back. So I thought that's definitely like up there on my list. It's freaking awesome.
That's a good pick.
Shit changed.
Good pick. All right, Matt. It's back to you. Your last 2 picks.
My last 2 picks.
Yeah,
Okay,
go back
I'm
to
going with one pick, The Undertaker at WrestleMania 20. That was the return of the Dead Man persona, and like the lights went out, and then you hear Paul Bear, and then like this is my second return that's at MSG because the '08 Rumble was at MSG. Yeah, WrestleMania 20, The Undertaker, Dead Man.
What year was that, Matt? Sorry, what year was that?
2004.
I was a year old. I'm not picking that.
Oh my god.
Good pick though,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
And then I don't know if this counts as a return, but he was out for an injury, and then he was advertised, and they're like, oh, gotcha, card subject to change, and then he interfered in the main event. I'm gonna go with Stone Cold at Backlash 2000.
Oh.
Stone Cold had a few of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he was like hurt a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
That's a good one. I feel like Stone Cold. I would like pick like mine's a lot of like recency bias, but also just because of the era I watched in, like religiously. There was a lot of good Stone Cold moments, but not a lot of them are like returns. It was just him like popping out of nowhere, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, Stone Cold!" Like,
well, when the glass shatters, it's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's like the perfect theme song to like return to. You know what I mean?
It's so good.
There was
all right, Darius.
Is it me? I thought it was you.
No, you're second.
Oh, it is I. I'm back. Okay, this one's a tough one because I want to go. I'll mention one as an honorable mention, but this one, because he's my favorite wrestler of all time, I'm gonna have to go with him. All right, it's 2007. Randy Orton's in the ring, and he's like, "There's nobody left. There's nobody left on this roster who can challenge me. This roster sucks ass. This roster sucks ass." And it did. It did. Who's gonna beat him? Carlito? Come on. So
that's not cool.
That's my next pick. Carlito. Whoa, chill.
Yo, that pop actually was crazy this year. Anyway,
because it's in Puerto Rico, that's why.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a fire like return and comeback. This guy's like carrying the torch. He's gonna bring the torch to Randy Orton because Randy Orton's the best champion ever. All this shit. Then he gets clotheslined by Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho makes his return. And it was so great. Like the pyro was insane. This guy's back. It was one of the first like return moments I ever saw like while watching. So I was like, this is gangster. I like this. And yeah, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. So that helps.
Okay, I have 2 here. Since it's the last pick, I'm just gonna list them out.
Yeah.
One of the times I like completely went insane was, I forget what year it was. It was Team Cena versus Team Authority when Sting came out. Oh my fucking god, dude!
Ooh, 2015.
That was because Dolph Ziggler was down. It was over. It was Jover, and then all you hear is like the crow, or whatever. And then I'm like, yo, because like I knew who Sting was, but obviously like, come on, I was like 11, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Then he walks out. That was sick, but. While that return was amazing, I'm gonna have to go with The Rock in 2011, because I when the announcer's like introducing the host for WrestleMania, whatever, all the lights go out for like a super long time, and then you just hear, "If you smell what the bro," oh my god, that shit was so hype, and then like the feud with I mean they basically used that WrestleMania to jumpstart next year's WrestleMania, which I thought was dumb, but I think everyone thought that was dumb. But when he walked out, it was sick. So I'm gonna pick. Mine is very recent because I started watching wrestling. I'm trying to remember like the kind of the first kind of I remember were like Edge and Jeff Hardy, but like later, not like the early ones, like a little bit later. Like as Jeff Hardy was kind of leaving WWE and all that stuff. So obviously mine's gonna be a little bit different than yours. And Matt's a fucking encyclopedia with this shit, so he has like all his picks are pre-2010, all mine are post-2010, and Darius is like a little bit in between that. So let's wrap that up here. I'm gonna go through this one more time. Matt has I think easily the best return ever in my opinion. John Cena in 2008. I think The Undertaker, I think you said 2004. Then Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think you said 2000, if I wrote that correctly. Then Darius had CM Punk this past Saturday. I think great pick, 2023. Brock Lesnar, 2012. Chris Jericho, 2007. And then I had the Hardy Boys WrestleMania 2017, Edge Royal Rumble 2020, and then The Rock on like some Monday Night Raw or something in 2011. Hey man, that's why people love wrestling. Shit like that. So with that being said, guys, let's wrap the show here. This was a little bit of a long one, but I had fun. I hope you guys did too. If you're listening to this in the day, have a great day. If you're listening to this at night, have a good night. And if you're listening to this while driving, always drive safe. Rather, I butchered my outro there. But
great drive.
For me, for Matt, for Darius, for everyone at the Gritcast, which is just us three. I hope you enjoyed the show. Come back next week, and we'll see you guys all soon. Enjoy the weather. It's getting cold out there. Peace out, everyone.
For more content, visit our YouTube channel and check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to follow the guys on social media at Matt_Mondays, at Nick LaFlame, and at Darius Dominguez.